Welcome to our hip mobility video. This is all about warming up the hips first with mobility exercises, and then we're going to do some deeper stretches just to stretch out those tight muscles that are around the hips. It'll be your hip flexors, hamstrings, and lower back. So let's start with just first tapping the leg forward and back just to get the blood flowing as we tap and warm up the hip here. So you're tapping forward and back first, and then we will swing the leg forward and back. You can just keep tapping if you are wobbling a wee bit. The core is switched on, nice and firm and secure in my abs, soft bend in my knee. Good, nice even breathing here. Let's switch to the other leg, tap forward and back first. You can do opposite arm if that helps. And then if you've got the balance, you can go in a swinging motion, swinging the leg forward and back. Good, tap if you need to. Good. Nice even breathing throughout. You could be holding on to something here if you want to. Excellent. We'll go to the side to side now. Tapping your leg side to side in front. Good, and then you can go into side to side swings again if you've got the stability, or you can just keep going with the tapping. Good, my shoulders are down, so I'm not hunched up. Core is working as well. Excellent, switch down to the other leg, tap side to side first. And then if you've got the stability, you can go into the side to side leg swings. Well done. Again, my foot is flat at the standing leg, knee is soft. Just getting blood flowing through my hips here. Excellent. Let's go into some squats. Feet are hip width apart, a soft bend of the knees, sink deep, and then back up again. Just sit back in that armchair, warming up the hips, warming up the knees, warming up the ankles. Well done. Good. Let's go into a wider stance now. I want you to do just a side lunge, just gently reaching side to side. Hand can be on the thigh at the beginning, knees over your ankle. And then if you're comfortable, you can go a bit deeper, reach your hand down to the ground. Keep the hips facing forward, stretching the inner thigh here. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next I want us to carefully come onto the ground into kneeling. You might want something underneath your knee for comfort. You're going to step forward with your knee into a kneeling hip flexor stretch or lunge, and then you're going to tilt the pelvis forward, tilt the hips forward, and then tilt the hips up towards your nose so you feel the stretch in the back leg, at the front of the back leg, and then you can sink a bit deeper. Breath in, breath out as we deepen the stretch. That back glute on bottom is nice and squeezed as well. And then you can bring the arm of that back leg, same arm, you can bring the arm up, keeping the ribs down, just get an extra stretch here. Well done. Come to kneeling and then step forward with the other leg, and then tilt the pelvis or hips forward, and then just tilt the pelvis up. And we pause, squeeze the back cheek on that side, look at the back glute, and then sink a bit deeper into the stretch. Everywhere else should be nice and relaxed. You should just feel the stretch in the front of that back leg and the back glutes a little bit as well. And then you can bring that arm, same arm as the back leg up, just get an extra stretch in the chest, and a little bit extra for the hip. Good. 3, 2, 1. Well done. We shoulder roll. And then I want you to come onto your back. And we're going to come up into bridge. Your feet are going to be reasonably close to your bottom, arms by your side. I'm going to flatten your back into the ground and slowly peel up through the vertebrae one at a time and come up onto your shoulders. Hold at the top. Feel the stretch at the front of the hips. Feel the squeeze of the bottom. Nice even breathing. And then slowly roll back down again. Good. You can repeat that as it is, or you can add an extra stretch, sweeping the arms up as you roll up into bridge. Keep the arms overhead. Hold the stretch. Squeeze the bottom. Make sure that you're feeling it in the bottom rather than front or back of the legs. You might want to walk feet in or feet further away from the body. And then keeping the arms overhead, slowly roll through the spine. And then bring your arms forward. And let's repeat that again. It's a really good stretch for the lower back and for the hips. Mobilise the lower back, lower, mid, upper back as you come up. Pause, open up the chest with the arms overhead, squeeze the bottom, and then slowly roll back down again. Okay, while we're here, you can widen the arms and just allow the knees to roll side to side. It's a lovely one for the lower back, which can often be tight when the hamstrings and when the hips are tight. So just a wee release here for the lower back. Keep the shoulder, the opposite shoulder on the ground, and the knees roll to one side. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to come into figure 4 stretch. You're going to bring the ankle, one ankle onto the other knee, and just open up the body into figure 4 here. You can do your breath in, breath out. As you press the hand onto the inside of the knee, pushing the knee away from you, just gently. And you can stay here, or you can thread your hand through the standing leg, bring that thigh towards the body. If that's not comfy, just stay with the leg on the ground. Your head can be on the ground here or off the ground. Nice even breathing. And the hand that's holding the leg, you can slightly bring that leg out to the side if you want an extra stretch. Well done. Good, and then just come back to center, bring the legs down, and then switch sides. Other ankle onto the other knee, just open up the hip first, relax through the shoulders, nice even breathing, gently pressing on the inside of the knee to open up the hip here. And then if you want to intensify the stretch, you can thread your hand through that standing leg, pull the back of the thigh and bring it towards the body. Again, head on the ground or off the ground, whatever's comfy for your neck. Feeling the stretch in the outer part of the hip. Again, nice even breathing. And the hand that's holding the leg, that leg can slightly go out to the side. If that helps, deepens the stretch. Just hold wherever the stretch feels slightly uncomfortable that you're getting into those tight muscles. Hold it just for a few seconds while we're breathing nice and evenly. 3, 2, 1. Well done. I want us to just take one long stretch out of the legs. Arms are nice and by your side first, relaxed. And an option to bring the arms overhead and just stretch out the body. Three, 2, 1. Good. I'm going to take a band next. You could use a towel or one of these kind of bands, or even a loop band if you have one. I'm going to put around the base of the foot. I'm going to lie down. I'm going to lengthen the leg away from me, and then I'm going to bring my leg towards my body using the bands or using your towel. Again, nice even breathing, and just bring the leg as close to the body as you can to get that stretch. Breath in and breath out. You can bring the leg a bit closer to the body, stretching out the hamstrings, back of the legs here. Again, just breathe into that stretch. Then you can take your leg across the body, bring the opposite arm out wide for stability, and then bring the leg gently across. And if you are tight on the outside of the hips, you're going to really feel this one. Try and keep the opposite shoulder on the ground, and just again breathe into the stretch. You don't need to go very deep, just go as far as you feel the tension or the tightness, and just breathe into the stretch. Well done. and then bring the leg up to the centre and then out to the other side. Stretch out the inner thigh here, which mightn't be as tight. Try and keep the opposite hip on the ground so your body stays centred while you stretch out the inner thigh. Good, keep going. And then bring the leg back to the centre, bend the knee, and then put the other leg in to the band, lengthen the leg away, and then bring the leg up into hamstring stretch. And just hold the stretch here. Again, take a breath in, breath out, bring the thigh a bit closer to the body. Tune into how you feel on this side. Are you a little bit tighter on this side? Or is the other side a bit tighter? Just tune into how you feel in the hamstrings, in the leg, in the hips. And now you can take that leg across the body, over to the opposite side. Keep the opposite shoulder on the ground. And again, only go as far as feels just a gentle stretch. Again, nice even breathing. And then bring the leg back up to the centre and out to the other side. You can hold in the same hand, band in the same hand, or towel in the same hand as the leg that's going out, other arm out wide, and try and keep the opposite hip on the ground so the body's nice and centred. Again, feel that inner thigh stretch. Well done. Bring the leg back up to centre. Bend the knee. Take the band away. And then hug one knee in towards the body. Well done. Hug it in nice and tight. Stretch out the bottom, the knees. And then bring that knee over, across gently towards the opposite shoulder if that's comfortable. Well done. And then back to centre and switch. Lengthen that leg and hug the other knee in. Again, just relax through the shoulders, the neck, and just breathe in, breathe out as you hug the knee in a bit tighter towards the chest. And then we pause, bring the knee over across to the opposite shoulder, if that feels comfortable for you. Well done. Then back to centre, hug both knees in, and just roll side to side, just to release the back. Good. And then you can roll over onto your sides. And that is our hip mobility stretches. You could repeat that video and do another reset if you're particularly tight, or if there's one exercise that you felt was really good at stretching out where you're particularly tight, you can just do that one again, maybe even hold it for a minute. We held those for 30 seconds, but very well done.